Hey, what's up, cats and kittens? And shout out to all my cerebral lights. It's me, the Cerebral Diva, back with another episode of RealiTea. And this RealiTea is going to be sort of a legal update. We all know Sunday we have part 3 of the reunion coming up, but there's been some breaking news today with both Phaedra and Kenya. Apparently, Kenya filed a restraining order against Matt, and rightfully so. Look, Kenya is definitely a difficult woman to deal with, but with that being said, Matt seems very unstable to me. Matt has crazy eyes. Like, if you look into his eyes, there's something blank there, something that would make me a little intimidated by him. In any case, Kenya filed a restraining order, but apparently they were unable to serve Matt, so the restraining order was thrown out by the judge. Now, Kenya not only was unable to serve Matt, she also didn't show up in court, which doesn't bode well for her claim, but her attorneys did show up on her behalf. That being said, Kenya stated that she is going to refile the claim, so we'll see how that works out. But at this point, I think it's probably best for her to just leave well enough alone. If Matt is going on about his life and not bothering her and not encumbering her in any sort of way, I think, you let sleeping dogs lie. So that would be my suggestion. And if there's another event of some sort, we've seen her grab her gun and chase off predators or trespassers, I should say, on her property. So clearly she has the ammunition to defend herself should the situation call for it. So at this point, my advice to Kenya would be leave well enough alone. The restraining order was thrown out, So let's just leave it there and just move on with our lives. Now that's Kenya. With Phaedra, as we all know by now, Phaedra, she was a little upset about Kenya for throwing a divorce party, and now we kind of understand why she was upset, because she's not actually divorced. Apparently, old fake Phaedra, Shady Faye, as some might call her, misspelled her husband's name on court documents. Now, who does that? Seriously, a woman as thorough and as meticulous as Phaedra misspelled Apollo's name, the man she was married to for several years, a lawyer, an attorney, someone who is trained to look into the finite details of documentation, somehow managed to miss the misspelling of his name on these divorce documents. So anyhow, the divorce decree was supposedly finalized, but ultimately it was thrown out by the judge. And so Phaedra is still very much a married woman. Now, Apollo, apparently there was a pre-existing prenup. If that's not redundant, there was a prenup, and Phaedra wants that prenup to stand. However, Apollo, he no longer wants the prenup to stand because he really gets the short end of the stick in this prenup. Now, Phaedra, once again, love her or hate her, she is a smart and cunning woman. Cunning/conniving, if you ask me. But look, as a woman, sometimes you have to do what you have to do to protect your assets. She has 2 young boys. So, I can't blame her as a single mom. Well, not single in sort of the traditional sense of singledom, but as a successful single mom, you definitely want to make sure that you're protecting your assets so that your children have something to look forward to when they get older. So, even though I'm not necessarily with the shadiness, I can understand why she would probably want to do that. So Apollo wants the prenup nullified. He wants it tossed out. And he wants the judge to decide exactly how these assets are allocated in the divorce. But of course, Phaedra is having no parts of that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. In the interim, she's still very much married. She's still Mrs. NIDA. I don't know what else to say about that, you guys. All I have to say is that I am so excited to see what happens on Sunday. Bravo has baited us. And so finally it's going to come to a climax on Sunday. All the questions will be answered. All the debates about why Portia was crying will finally be answered. And we'll finally get some insight and see. I'm telling you, if you ask me, the friendship between Phaedra and Portia, that was sort of a friendship out of necessity. Both of the 2 of them were sort of on the fringes as far as the circle goes, and so they found commonality by being outcasts. And I don't think that they really have much in common, other than I think Phaedra's a secret freak, and I think that Portia wants to be a secret freak, but her secret is probably the worst kept secret ever. So I think they're sisters in freakdom, if you ask me. So it's not just frickin' frack, it's the freaky frickin' frack, if you ask me. So I don't really think that they really have a strong foundation for friendship. I just don't see them being compatible as friends. But who knows? Sometimes opposites do attract, and maybe this is a case of that. Anyhow, you guys, I just wanted to touch back with you guys and give you that update. You know, King is always up to her shenanigans. Love her or hate her. I happen to be a Kenya fan. I know people get upset with me, but hey, it's whatever. You know, there's something about Kenya's dysfunction that, you know, I mean, it's just, I don't know, some people I just don't like. And when I say that I'm partial to Kenya because she makes the show interesting to me. Would I necessarily want her to be in my circle of friends? I'm not so sure. But it's just like Brandy Glanville on the OC, I believe she was on. Oh, no, she was on Beverly Hills, actually. Brandy added, even though people hated Brandy, I loved Brandy because Brandy really brought she brought this villainess quality to the show that was desperately needed. And now that she's not there anymore, it's sort of ho-hum, if you ask me. So, as always, in closing, you guys, remember to live better, love harder, think smarter. I'm going to give you this reminder again. Make sure you tune in on Sunday for the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. We're going to talk all about it. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day. Oh, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay?